Shalom. First and foremost, I have to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Much respect to Yakim, I'm God for you, pushing work of Lord in true faith, sincerity, making bodies living sacrifice. So today in this edification, we outside with it, getting some nature. It's a little cold out here. I'm in Massachusetts. It's a little cold out here and all that, but in this edification, real quick, to sit down. Basically, I'm gonna go over, who is our family, who is our true family members, man. That's all you have to question, man. Because in the times that we're in, we're starting to notice, man, that, our family is not really rocking with us, man. When we start to do the will of the Lord, when you stop eating shrimp, crab, lobster, when you stop being a nigga out here, when you stop going to church, every Sunday and all that, your parents, your family start to look at you as you are an alien, man. They basically think that, this dude is crazy, man. And the reason why I got inspiration to do this was because ultimately, man, lately, I'm family. I could see the spirits of family, ultimately, being divided against me, man. I'm starting to see that my family is really divided against me, and I had to cut off a few family members, due to, not only them, being bug outs, but also, man, due to the jealousy and envy, man. They say, man, your biggest enemy is someone that you know. So you gotta be careful, man, because there's envious family out here, man, who have ultimately wicked hearts, man. They see you have the light, and they will ultimately try to, stab you in the back, man. And, do not be surprised when these people, ultimately betray you in the times to come, man. And, I had to cut off, one of my family members, I don't deal with my family members like I did, before I got into this truth. Because at the end of the day, family in general, if you're a minority, family's fake at the end of the day, man. Whenever you needed your family, they were never there for you if you keep it a buck, man. When you was going through a state of depression, when you was going through it trying to find yourself, your family wasn't there to help you. The only thing that gave us light was ultimately Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I experienced that, man. Before coming to this knowledge, I went through a deep state of grief, depression, as they would say, and the thing that got me, back up, when I was low, was ultimately the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The first time I heard the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I just cleaved unto it, man, because it was in my spirit. The Lord says, I'll put you in remembrance that you must do this, man. Because, man, at the end of the day, the Lord, is our Father, man. The Lord, the God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai is our Father, man. That's our true Father. That's the man, who created your spirit, man. These carnal family members, these are just family members of the flesh, man. They're basically like, babysitters, But ultimately, our true Father is Yahweh, man. The world we call us God. He created our family members. He created all that. And he ultimately created us in the spirit, because ultimately to create a body, first you got to create a spirit. So ultimately, man, that's our main Father, man. We're supposed to listen to what our main Father says, man. The scriptures do say honor thy father and mother, of course, but, if they're being contrary to the word of the Lord, you have to respectfully separate. And it's only for the better, man. Because ultimately, the times that we're in, salvation draweth nigh, meaning that more tribulation is going to come upon the earth. And soon, man, we're going to be America's most wanted, man. We're going to be, on the news, We're going to be, wanted everywhere, man. You might see yourself on TV. And ultimately, man, you don't think your wicked-ass family members, aren't going to rat you out? They will, man. They may seem all nice and chill right now, but the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to ultimately, betray you, man. Because all the prophets had to go through this, man. Even Yahushua himself. You know, Yahushua himself had to go through a betrayal, man, by his people, man, by his own people. You know, so we have to be aware that, you know, we gotta be our P's and Q's, because even your family can be agents, man. You know? But ultimately, man, you know, we're gonna go into the scriptures and see who's ultimately our real family, man. You know? Alright. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 45. You know, I'm reading on my phone. You know, this book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 45, and it reads. Let's start at 44 verse. Matthew 12 and 44, and it reads, "Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth empty and swept and garnished. And then he goeth he and taketh himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they entered and dwelt there. In the last estate, that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be unto this wicked generation." In verse 46, and he yet talked to the people, and behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. In verse 47, then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. So basically, Yahushua, you know, was in the middle of, you know, prophesying the word. You know, he was in the middle of prophesying the word, and ultimately, man, you know, his parents, you know, his mom was interrupting him. You know, so basically interrupting him while he was prophesying. In verse 48, in verse 48, and it reads, "But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother and who are my brethren?" So Yahushua questioned the dude. He was like, "Yo, who is my mother and who is my brethren?" So basically, obviously, you know, it's common sense that those were his parents, but ultimately that was symbolizing something. He was metaphorically speaking, you know, and this is what he's gonna answer, man. So Yahushua was like, "Yo, who is my father and who's my, you know, my mother, who's my brethren?" In verse 49. And reads, "And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren." You know, so basically he's gonna explain who his mother and his brethren is. In verse 50, and it reads, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, sister, and mother," man. So ultimately, man, those who ultimately do the will of the Father which is heaven, you know, do the will of Yahweh, those who are, you know, his brother, sister, and mother. So ultimately, man, what Yahushua was trying to put across is that ultimately, man, you know, those who do the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai, those are our true family members, man. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, there's brothers, you know, I just met, you know, that I didn't even grow up with in my childhood. And I'm closer with these brothers that preach the word more than, you know, my own family, man. So that shows, man, that we're ultimately brothers, man. You know, it's not about what about the flesh. It's not about just because we have the same blood. No, it's about, you know, the spirits that we have, man. We have same spirits, you know. And ultimately it's spiritual because, you know, the elect, you know, we're the first spirits created. So ultimately we have a connection through the spirit, man. You know? So ultimately, those who do the will of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, those are who, you know, are, you know, our family, man. You know, those are our true family. Those are, you know, our brothers, sisters, mother, uncles. You know, those are our true family, man. You know, our carnal family right now, you know, those are not our true people, man. You know, just because we bleed the same, just because we live in the same house, that doesn't mean that's your true family, man. You know, brothers are always gonna have your back, man. Family will rat you out. Family will, man. If Esau the devil was to give, you know, your mom, you know, or your dad or anybody in your family $1 million, you know, to rat you out, there's a 95% chance that your damn family would take the money and ultimately rat you out, man. You know? And like, man, as I said before, as a minority, you know, especially a black man, you know, family is fake at the end of the day. Family is never there when you truly need them. You know, when you're at your lowest, is family truly there? Or does your family only call you for get-togethers? You know, do they check on you consistently, or do they just call you when they need something from you? Because that's what I noticed, man. Family just are users, man. Most of the time, they're just users. They just use you for your time. They use you for your energy, you know. So ultimately, these people are these people truly your family? You know, like when you're around brothers, man, you know, it's like you knew this brother forever, man. You know, it's because that's a connection we have through the spirit, man. You know. So, man, moral of the story, man, is that ultimately, man, you know, those who do the work of the Lord, you know, those are our family, man. You know, those are our family, because at the end of the day, you know, the carnal family that we have right now in this flesh, you know, they're gonna be destroyed, you know, because ultimately they're 2/3, man. You know, they're gonna be destroyed, man. So if you see judgment coming upon your family, man, don't be surprised, because ultimately, try to warn them, man. You know how many times, man, you know, I've been trying to warn my family, you know, with the word. You know, damn, I had crazy thing, man. I had a damn little brother, man. You know, I used to do the work of the Lord with him, man. I used to teach him, you know, little brother, man, you know, little dude, man. You know, he used to do the work of the Lord with me, man. And then now, man, he just gone back into the world. You know, so this just shows, man, you know, many are called, but few are chosen, man. So ultimately, man, just because, you know, you got a family member who's, you know, on fire right now with the truth, doesn't mean he's gonna be, you know, on fire with the truth forever, man. Some people just try to come to this truth to fit in. You know, so you gotta be aware of that too, man, and ultimately test every spirit that they be of God, man. But ultimately, man, beware of, you know, wicked family members, man, because soon, you know, even as we see manifesting right now, the spirit of betrayal is gonna be heavy upon the earth. So ultimately, be careful and do not be surprised, you know, if your family trespasses you and ultimately rats you out in the days to come, man. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, those who do the work of the Lord are our family, man. Those are our true family members, man. You know, because ultimately in captivity, you cannot truly love your family, man. You know, in captivity. You know, this place is off. You know, family's bugged out, still going to church, eating shrimp, crab, lobster. You know, being wicked as fuck, being niggas, being harlots. You know, so at the end of the day, man, we can't rock with that, man. You know, what fellowship does light have with darkness, man? You know, so we got to be aware of that, man. So with that, lower your F5 to go all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim El Shai, Ba'ashim El Kakadash, Shalom, Bakim, stay up.